Hi everyone, welcome back. Today let's talk how to save money when we're spending on our groceries. The reason I talk about this is because recently the fuel prices went up, right? So I was reminded of the fact that when fuel prices go up, this has a direct impact on our food prices. So obviously, deliveries are done through trucks, which use fuel, and because of that, when fuel prices go up, that impacts that business and directly impacting then on how much we will spend on our food. So, and an interesting thing that they did share is the fact that when fuel prices then start to go down, if things start to get better, or in a certain month where things are getting better and somehow we see a decrease in the fuel price, you'll find that the food prices will not go down. So that means however the fuel food prices will be affected now as something that we're going to have to live with. And if it happens again that the fuel prices go up, chances are the food prices are also still going to go up a tad bit. So I thought, let me share how I save on food and also some trends that I've seen online and how people are saving on food prices. And perhaps you can use it as well. Again, it's not me advising, it's just me sharing some of the ways that I save on food prices, or how I've seen other people save on food prices, and how you can perhaps make use of that so that you save at least monthly, you spend lesser on your food. So on my side, what I do, right? So initially when I was trying to get out of debt, and it was really tough month to month to be buying food month to month, right? So I then asked around, like I've heard that there's stock files around where people buy groceries. How does it work? And then I eventually found a friend of mine who explained that, sure, for her, it actually worked so well that the food that she had bought in the December period with the stock file, a stock file, for those who don't know, is where people are putting money into one account, if it can be an account or a store card, and then they are able to buy food and share. So buy in bulk and distribute among the people who are obviously putting in the money. So she shared that for her, she actually joined a stock file, and she was able to save on food because the food lasted for such a long time. I think it lasted for over 4 months, if not exactly 4 months of the year following. So generally with stock files, you would buy the food in bulk in the December period, if not late November, depending on how the stock file works. You buy the food, and then generally you'll buy non-perishables, obviously things that last long. You won't buy your meats and stuff like that. It's stuff that will last long. So she shared that actually for her it helped because food would last for about 4 months, if not longer. And I was like, oh, okay, that's interesting. And I think that's what I need, because at the time, month to month just didn't work. It was too much for me because already I was over indebted, right? So I then obviously asked around for someone closer. Look, obviously it has to be workable in terms of where you're buying the food, also with the people that you are buying with. For me, it wouldn't have made sense to join in with people maybe who stay in Pretoria, for example, because it probably would have been far to travel and whatever. So it needed to work. So eventually I did find out of a stock file that where they were buying was around the Joburg South area, and at the time I was around the Joburg South area. So where they would buy their groceries was there. So I then decided to join them. So we would put money into a store card. We were using Jumbo, if I'm not mistaken, like one of the cash and carries that sell in bulk. We would put money directly into Jumbo's account, and when we put money directly there, then at the end of the year, we go there, they reconcile our books to say, this is how much you guys have in your books. And also they then offer discounts with your purchases because obviously you are part of a stokvel. So it was really helpful. I think I ran with it for 2 years. We would buy in bulk like your rice, like non-perishable rices, sugars, cooking oil, and what else? Tin food. Tin food for me didn't last as long because obviously if you're lazy to cook, you probably whip out a tin, and that didn't last as long. But the non-perishables like the starches, the sugars, the flours, sure, those lasted a very long time for me, and that was very helpful. Also like washing powders, yeah, stuff like that, washing powders and so forth. So that worked well for me. I think I ran with it for 2 years with the stokvel. Around the third year, was it the third or the second year, I don't remember, it happened that members were no longer as I think obviously financial reasons, because I'm just mistaken as to if I ran with it for 2 years or what. But I remember there was a year, there was obviously a big number of us, we all contributed, we all got our share. And then in the second year, I think we had new members joining, some falling out. We did that, it worked. And then around the 2020 period, obviously people lost jobs, people lost income. It didn't work out as well because I think it was around 3 or 4 people of us, if not lesser, who were able to contribute faithfully to this thing and be able to buy at the end of the year. However, it still helped because we still were able to buy in bulk. And then I think the year following that, for some reason, I ended up being the only one, if not just two of us, who contributed. And when it is in that sense and you're putting into a store card, it is not helpful because you're not receiving the discounts, that enough discounts for you to buy more. So the reason you want to have a good number of people is because of the discounts that you get from the shop, and you are able to make your money run longer, so you're able to get even more than what you'd usually buy on a day-to-day. So it has to be a good number of people. So after that other year where it was just 1 or 2 of us, I then decided, you know what, I can do this on my own. So what I did then was what I do now. Actually, let me not say what I do. So what I started after that year was I saved the more or less the same amount that I would have put into a stokvel, and I save it every month from January up to December. And then in December, I then shop around for specials and I buy in bulk. Or I'll find a store that you can buy in bulk and I buy non-perishable in bulk. So what I remember with, like, a good story for me that always keeps me going is how at some point, if you remember, the cooking oil prices went up. And in that year, I still had cooking oil left. So I wasn't too affected by it for a long time. So that for me always keeps me going. It's at the back of my mind to say, remember, when cooking oil went up, you were not affected as much because you didn't need to buy cooking oil every month. So that's the plus side of doing something like that, or being part of a stokvel, or actually saving. So right, going back to a stokvel before I continue with how I am doing it now. With the stokvel, it has to be with the store card. There are many stores that you can buy in bulk. There's Makro, there's Jumbo. I think there's also KitKat and whatever else. I know Makro also has like that store card where you're putting money directly as a stokvel. I'm not sure about the other cash and carry. So I know of Jumbo, I know of Makro. I wouldn't want to say to you all the cash and carries do it because I'm not sure. So you put your money directly into the account of the store. This money gets loaded onto a card when they reconcile your books. It gets loaded onto a store card, and this is your store card that you will use when you guys are now buying. Put all that you need in a trolley, go to the till, and you swipe this card. And as you swipe this card, it will also process the discounts. So you would know more or less how much of your discounts you have. And it is very helpful because think about it. in a month you would probably be spending on your meat. If you consume meat, you'll be spending on meat. Condiments you would have already bought because they also last long, so you'll be spending on your meat and your veggies for the most part. So think about how much you'd be saving per month, because you've got your non-perishables, especially starch and condiments. All you're doing is buying your veggies and your meat. With veggies, there's stores that actually have specials on veggies every month. You can use those stores. You can buy from the lady selling on the street, the ladies selling on the side of the road. You can buy from them veggies. So with veggies you can save as much as possible. With meat, however, yes, it's a sticky one because it is expensive, but again, you can shop around for specials and find the cheapest. So imagine if you're only spending on your meat, your veggies, and then obviously fruits and stuff like that, and eggs where possible, where you are spending. So imagine you're just spending on stuff like that versus having to spend on a full list of groceries, from your starch, from your cereals, from whatever and whatever. So that's what it's helpful for. So if you are interested, and perhaps you've got a group of friends or people you trust who you can start this with, I would recommend it. Again, I'm not advising that you take upon it. If it's something that interests you, but you gotta do it with people you trust, and you have to make sure you are putting money into a store account or a bank account if you guys have a stokvel account. So it should never be money going to a specific individual, because obviously we know anything can happen with money and how things are tight. So if it's going to a store card and you guys are faithfully putting money into that in order to get your groceries at the end of the year, trust me, it works wonders. Now back to what I am doing now, and what I started doing after obviously our stokvel didn't work out as it should. So what I do now is I save money for a full year, and then in December I reconcile what I have. Do I still have enough of my starches, especially rices, your rice, your pap if you eat pap. I'm not a fan. Your pap if you eat pap, sample, whatever else that you eat as starch in your home. So I tally up what I have, and then I decide, okay, these are the things I need to buy in bulk. I think I don't know if it's the previous year, there was a year that I didn't have to buy too much in bulk, and therefore I had a bit more spending for other things that I could buy in bulk, like cheese or whatever else. So basically I save for a full year, and then at the end of the year, in December probably, if not early Jan, that's when I'm then buying in bulk. Generally I buy from the closest for me right now is like a Makro. So and Makro has an online shop that I can buy from, so I just check their specials, buy in bulk. Again, you can buy from any cash and carry that sells in bulk, or any store that sells in bulk, so that you have these things in bulk and you are able to save on those. And then, like I said, during the month, the only thing mainly spent on is meat. We do eat meat in my home, so meat, vegetables, fruits, and those small things. So non-perishable I hardly spend on month to month, which has really been helpful to save a buck, especially with food prices continually going up. And then obviously there are some things you might have to cut off here and there, because obviously the cost of living keeps getting high, right? So that's what I do currently. And then what I've seen online, right? So also another thing that I happen to stumble across, okay, let me not say stumble across, someone referred me to a Facebook group called Stockpilers. So stockpiling is something that some people do to save on money. With stockpiling, it's not that you're saving for something. With stockpiling, what you're doing is you constantly checking specials. So you don't just say, I am faithful to one shop and that's the only shop that I'll buy every month. What you're doing is you're comparing costs, and whenever things are on special, you buy in bulk. So if, for example, toilet paper is on special at one of the stores, you buy that in bulk, and then that's how you build your stockpile. That's how you build on having more items than what you need in order for month to month savings on your grocery list. So if a store has rice on special at some point, so obviously you would have compared Pick n Pay, Checkers, Woolworths, whatever else. Have all the specials in hand, or you can even check them online. Have all their catalogs and check, oh, okay, this month Woolies has rice cheaper than all the other stores. So I'll go there and I'll buy maybe 2 kgs. And that's what you buy at that time. Maybe next month, another store has sugar on special. You buy a lot. And in that way, when the next month comes, you find that you have enough sugar, and then you don't have to add sugar into your grocery list. Maybe you are buying something else in bulk that is on special that obviously lasts long and can stay long in your pantry or wherever you put your groceries. So that's another way of saving, stockpiling, being able to buy things cheaper and buy them in bulk so that month to month you're saving on your groceries. Again, you'll probably be buying your meats, your veggies, your fruits more often than you would all the other things that can last. Toilet papers, toothpaste, man, there's a lot, dishwashing liquid, whatever else that can stay in your cupboard for a very long time, you buy a lot of it. One thing I haven't bought last year at all was washing powder. That's how good this thing of having either a stockpile or being able to save and buying in bulk. I didn't buy washing powder at all last year because I still had enough to go through, and I think I still have a bit still left over to get me through. And every week I'm doing washing, obviously, because we always need to do washing. So that's how good it is, and that's how I've been able to save. Like I said, I only buy the things like meat, your eggs, fruits, veggies on a month to month, and it gets to save because chances are I've budgeted more for groceries than I actually do spend in a month. So yeah, that's one thing. So it's stockpiles, being able to put money into a store card that would then be able to you'd then be able to buy with discounts loaded on them. Other people, however, not necessarily grocery related, other people are using the old-fashioned stockpile method in order to have a lump sum amount coming in, and then they are able to buy certain things that they needed either in bulk or buy things that they needed at the time. So for example, if you are saving towards something, then you decide that, okay, you know what, I'll only buy groceries maybe in March in bulk, and you use the stockpile system where you're actually putting in money and another person gets money at a time. Some people are using those methods, but the ones that I have just spoken about are methods that I've also tried, or methods that I've seen, especially in the stockpiling community. I haven't been good with the checking of specials and buying like that, but obviously, like I said, with fruits and veggies, it's always good to check on specials. Like food lovers, if they have like 10 Rand Tuesdays, it's nice to go there, get enough veggies. So that's another way that for me works in terms of buying cheaper veggies. Meat, I still haven't gotten it right in terms of finding the specials, buying it more cheaper. I think where I used to stay, there was a butchery close by, which was nice. It would save money because you buy more for lesser. But currently, I just go to the shop and buy what I need. I don't cook too much meat. Yeah, I don't cook too much meat, so it does at least go the whole month. So yeah, man, that's ways you can save. So save throughout the year, even if it's like I said with my previous video, save what you can. Even if it's 100 rand, even if it's 200 rand, it will go a long way. At least you'll get something in bulk. If you can't get all your starch in bulk and all your cereal in bulk, at least you can get some starch in bulk, which saves a bit. When food prices go up again, guess what? You would be in a good place because you probably wouldn't need to get certain items. So at least you save on that back, and also you don't feel the prices going up. Like I said, with oil, there was a time where oil really shot up. And honestly, I didn't feel it because I still had oil left over from, it was either from the Stockfell days or from when I started buying in bulk on my own. I had enough oil and I didn't have to purchase any oil. So yeah, just like I shared, buying in bulk is helpful for you in terms of if there are any inflationary changes, you probably will not feel them. And also, it helps for you to save month to month on any costs that go towards your groceries. So yeah, I hope this video was helpful to you. If you know of anyone else who it might be helpful to, please do share. Please do like and subscribe. It's really helpful to my channel. So yeah, I hope you can save on your money, save on your grocery costs so that we can get to that healthy net worth. Because guess what, saving on your groceries increases your money that you can save and invest on, and therefore your net worth gets better and better. So like I said, hope it was helpful. Share with the next person, share with someone else, because we all gonna feel the pinch because of all this petrol hike. And I think the next person would also be grateful for you sharing this with them. Anyway, see you on the next one. Bye.